Welcome to Keiser Voices, the story of success, brought to you by Keiser University Graduate School, here where the academic world meets personal triumph. Join us today as we dive into the captivating tales of success.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Keiser Voices, and we're excited to keep bringing you some more Keiser Voices this month as we take the time to talk with our alumni. Joining us today is Joanne, who is a graduate from our Pembroke Pines campus, and she's going to join us to talk about finding purpose and impact through your career. Joanne, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So before we get started, can you tell everybody what program you graduated from and when?
I graduated from two different programs. I graduated from Bachelor of Science and Health Administration, and that was in 2021. And I also obtained my master's in Business Administration in 2022. And from there, I'm actually looking into getting my doctorate. So that's in a process because I just have to make sure I get my son off to college. And once I've done that, I'm back in school to have a doctorate. So that's my next journey with Keiser.
That's amazing. And we love that you keep coming back and you're finding what you need from Keiser. You know, even just being a small part of somebody's journey is just an honor for us. So, I can't wait for that for you.
Me too.
So, I think the thing that I talk the most to students about is keeping in mind your why. When you're on these academic journeys, like you went from, two programs, you're talking about a third one. Obviously, there was something that inspired you to do the field that you did, to pick the programs that you did. How did you discover what really motivated you in your career journey?
Well, the biggest thing that motivated me was my children. My husband passed away prior to me even knowing I was pregnant with my son. And from that, after I obtained my respiratory, I had really a bad experience at the last school that I attended, which I won't name. And it tarnished me with fear of the unknown. Keiser was, I really don't know how it happened. Henry just came into my life at the time, and he just guided me in a way that I didn't think I could maneuver. And being a single mom, you want to do the best for your kids. And I never thought about remarrying or finding a partner. I just wanted to be able to show them that anything and everything is feasible. As a single mom, as a Black woman, just trying to find my journey. And I know I love the medical field. I love what it stands for, the difference you make, even if you're in the background of it all. But Keiser, just being able to be educated and learn so much, it's taught me that knowledge, we all have it. How you tap into it, it all depends on finding the right mentor that's going to guide you to that. And that alone was just a major achievement in my life that I really didn't think, juggling full-time work, full-time mom, and just full-time school, that I could obtain it, and did so well. I didn't fail. I had so many mentors, professors willing to just help me, jump in, teach me, motivate me to do the best that I can and achieve it without thinking twice.
That's amazing. Are there any achievements or projects that have really given you the greatest sense of fulfillment other than being that prime example for your kids? I mean, talk about this example that you've set to show them that anything's possible, nothing can hold you back.
I'm going to say the biggest one was the school I went to prior to Keiser. I dealt with a lot of racism because it was an issue with an instructor that was doing something fraudulent. And that kind of brought a fear to me because you're paying all this money for a degree that you didn't think you could obtain, but you, through sacrifice, determination, you achieved it. But because I think that I'm a good person, and I may be speaking just for myself and not someone else sharing that for me, but because of who I am, it was someone who enlightened me, another instructor that showed me that there was something that I wasn't being known to. And it taught me that you have to just stand for yourself, be strong, determined, and let no one block the blessings that's for you. And because I became victorious in that situation where I was able to graduate out of 15 students, only nine, um, that taught me that no matter how hard you fall, you got to get up twice as hard to achieve it, pursue it. Don't let anything block you if you know you're in the right. And that was a journey that I experienced until Kaiser taught me that there's a lot greater schools out there that are not in that path of destruction.
When we look at what your ultimate goal is for you in your journey, outside of being this inspiration for your children, outside of seeing your kids being successful and happy in their lives, how do you keep yourself aligned to with your everyday workload leading to that long-term goal that you have? Like, is there a strategy that keeps you on the
Yes,
focus?
yes. My biggest strategy, my end goal, or at least I'm not going to say end because every day you wake up, there's always a new challenge. So there's never an end. But my biggest goal that I'm actually achieving currently is director of oncology. I'm up for that promotion now.
Oh my
With my doctorate
gosh.
would give me even bigger leverage. And because I actually delegate the tumor board at HCA, which they didn't have before me, but because of my experience, my degrees, my knowledge, my determination, the physicians have seen what I could do. And when you have pathology doctors, oncology physicians, and so many staff and the division for HCA pushing you because they see that there's something within you that a lot of people don't have or patients to deal with, and you're dealing with patients' lives, making a change, dealing with different drugs that come about. And I'm one of those people that you give me the case, I'm going to pull it apart and put it back together with my perspective and share my knowledge. And because of that, it speaks for itself. And I think I love that more than anything. But not only that, just now my manager of the CEO has asked me to create business cards, and seeing my name across that business card with as a CEO, as putting MBA behind my name speaks in value. And I'm actually also sitting for the cancer tumor registry licensing. I'm going to take that in October. So I've been studying for that, which is a challenge all on its own. That's why I said I got to get my son through college, start my doctorate, but I should be done with that portion of it to just have that under my belt as well. But I love learning. I love the challenge of someone telling me I can't because I know I can. And just walking across the hall and everyone knows who I am without me knowing who they may be. And that speaks in value for me because it's like I'm indispensable, and that speaks in value. Everybody wants you, but it's all depends on who you need in your corner at the time to get where you're going. But it's just nice to know that in a market that's so unsure, uncertain, I have, for example, yesterday I had a oncology, one of the oncology departments call me from another facility, offering me a job, and it was hard to turn down. But because I've already established where I'm at and I know my journey that's to come, I had to turn them down. And I was disappointed because I see what I could do for them, but I need a company that's already more stable where they need to be for me to be able to step in because I don't want to take on a load of creating something that's not there. It's a lot more legwork than building something that's already been built, and now you get to increase what's already there.
Let me ask you, I
Mhm.
mean, this is amazing. Like, there's so like your story is just so inspiring, and we do see with other students where they're going to school, they have kids, they have a family, whatever that family might look like, and they're working full time. How did you keep yourself motivated? Because I'm sure there were days where you had a tough day with your children. You shared before we started, your husband had passed. Um, like, how did you get yourself through those harder days to keep yourself on track and motivated, in all aspects of your life?
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of tears. But I'm one of those people. I'm a Leo. I don't know if that makes a difference to a lot of people, but I'm a fighter naturally. I don't like to disappoint others, so that makes it even more harder for me because if I can't disappoint others, I can't disappoint myself. And when you have so many people depending, and more than anything, my children, depending on me for everything and anything, I didn't want them to have to struggle like I have. My daughter currently lives in Italy, and knowing that because of me, she says that every day, Mom, thank you so much for every sacrifice you've made for me to achieve what I've achieved. It feels good. I like the recognition of knowing I make a difference in someone's life. And for me, that is my motivation because if I could encourage someone, I have so many friends who's actually finished Kaiser. I have a friend now, she's working as director of medical staffing, and she just graduated from Kaiser. And the first thing she said is thank you. And now she just registered to do her doctorate as well. I think when I tell people what I've done, that if I can do it, they too can do it, and they have to help it's all about ambition and determination. Because if you settle for anything, it would be just laying down in your bed because now you're tired, but getting back up to know what's the next thing to do in the journey. And no matter what, I'm going to say the devil throws at you, God has a way of cleaning it up and telling you, come on, let's go. I didn't get you this far to stop this far. So I think that's my biggest motivation is knowing that it's achievable. And especially when you've invested so much money, giving up is not an option because you still got to pay regardless. So I look that I have to achieve it. I have to finish. I'm one of those people when I started at Kaiser, the first thing I asked, when do I start? I knew I started September 9th. And the first thing I asked is, when do I graduate? I have a calendar I put up on my wall and I cross it out every day. I circle the days for my tests and I'm like, I can't get less than a B. If I get a C, it's because I need to see my way out of this situation, but be it the next time around. And I keep Xing, I do my 12-hour shifts, I study, I do the overtime on the weekend, study at work. But I had a lot of coworkers and I'm so grateful for that was the family that helped me raise my kids while I sat in a corner studying, or if I had issues financially where, and I know this is probably a lot of people are like, do you want to share that? But I had a time where I was struggling and my lights were off and I put a candle in, let the kids sleep, and I sat in my hallway and studied because I refused to fail just because of circumstances of life when I knew that there was something better to come out of life. So it's all
amazing.
You got to just be ambitious. You got to be determined. You can't let failure succeed over your accomplishments. For me as well, like I tell my kids that all the time. You're going to fall, cry about it, get up, dry your eyes, and let's go. Tough it up because life doesn't stop because you're going through situations. You have to keep going.
Amazing. What advice would you give to someone who's trying to find both impact and fulfillment in their career?
I was actually speaking to a coworker that works with us here, and she's going through a lot, through a divorce and all. And I said to her, let me tell you something. Cry because it hurts. Cry because you're disappointed. Cry because what you thought your life looked like, it no longer looks like that. But once you're done feeling sorry for yourself, wooing in a corner, lick your wounds, figure out your path, take that piece of paper, make a list of your bucket list, achievement list, and dream list, and figure out which one means more to you. And the one thing I'm going to always tell someone is put education first, because once you achieve that, the world is your oyster. You pick, choose, and refuse, and you get to do that. No matter if somebody tell you get, by the time they tell you get, you're out already. You walk into a job with your dignity and you leave out with your respect, because what you bring to the table, no one else is going to be able to achieve. So I try to tell people that, because you can cry, and believe me, tears help you just regroup and figure out what the next journey is. But to just sit there and wallow in it, why waste that time and give someone that much energy on what your achievements should be? So my first thing I always tell my friends is like, why can't you do it? I'll help you study. I may not know it, but we'll figure it out together. It may give me more motivation as well.
That's amazing. Joanne, we really appreciate you taking your time and sharing your journey with us.
Thank you for reaching out. I feel so, when Jacqueline told me, I was like, this is amazing, because she always tells me, I need your story. You're just amazing. And she's always so proud of me. I'm like, you're like a mom. She's like, no, I'm your sister. I'm like, okay, I'll take that back. But she's been
Jacqueline's
the
one of our
best
favorite guests
person.
on the podcast.
She's amazing. She's amazing. I love her.
No, and we're so happy that you had that support system with your campus,
Yes.
while you were having your ups and downs, and they were helping you through that academic journey.
It was a challenge, but oh my goodness, when I walked across that stage, she was at the other end and we were just jumping up and down. I just couldn't believe I did it. And you see, I'm saying that and I'm tearing up, because it really was a journey that again, my parents are from the islands. I'm the only one in my family that got a master's, and that feels like the biggest accomplishment. My mom talk about me like I'm God that just walk on earth, and I'm not walking on water, but I'm walking on earth. So it's just such a nice feeling, because I mean, I'm admired, and it feels so good. It really feels good to be admired, respected, and people see you differently. No matter how much they want to say things about you, they can't say education is one of them. So that speaks in value for me of my achievement.
Joanne, we hope that we are the first ones you notify when you get that promotion. We expect a phone call, possibly a follow-up addition to this episode. So we're looking forward to hearing from that. And if you guys have enjoyed this conversation, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for journeying with us today on Keiser Voices, the story of success. As we close this chapter, remember, every story has its next page.